They know. They know they still in it.
Now, to all y'all ladies that was in my comments again about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, where you at now? She done scrubbed her entire IG of any pictures of them. There's no trace of them. Now, how many of y'all was talking about she living her best life? F Offset. How many of y'all was being delusional talking about how happy she was and how good they look and she finally happy, she finally got her one, living her best life? Now do y'all think from my original video where I stated she should have just stayed with Offset, man? She should have just stayed with him, man, kept the family together, figured it out, man, worked on it. But no, she let y'all same Delulu women tell her she can do better, she don't need to deal with him, get her a new man, she looks stupid. Yeah, y'all same single women. Was I right?
Welcome back to Star Hush. The gossip never sleeps and neither do we. This time, it's Offset who's stirring the pot again. And the internet has front row seats to the show. Just when things seemed quiet, he's back in the spotlight this time for throwing some seriously icy shade that fans are calling anything but subtle. The moment Cardi B's name popped up in headlines again, Offset couldn't resist making waves. And trust, social media caught every move. Right now, the online streets are buzzing. People are calling him out for what looks like a petty little jab at Cardi's rumored split from NFL heartthrob Stefon Diggs. And the timing. Yeah, fans aren't buying that it's random. Offset had been flying low under the radar until this breakup rumor broke. Then, like clockwork, he popped back up, suddenly slick tweeting and smirking like he's in on the joke. Twitter detectives are convinced he's low-key celebrating the fallout, acting like he just finessed a personal W. And let's not forget, Cardi and Stefon weren't exactly hiding. For 6 months, they were the picture of luxury love, private jets, high-end dates, and breadcrumb trails all over social media. Their chemistry was clear, even without the PDA overload. But now that Offset's acting shady, fans are wondering, is this just a bruised ego talking, or is his heart still somewhere in the mix? Either way, he's giving not over it energy, and the internet is living for the drama. Welcome back to Star Hush, where the tea is always piping and the drama doesn't believe in breaks. Just when everyone thought things were smooth sailing for Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, the entire vibe flipped overnight. And Offset, he's lurking in the shadows, grinning like the villain in a plot twist no one asked for. Cardi and Stefon were just flaunting their chemistry not too long ago, sharing sweet moments, living lavish, and letting the world know they were deep in the honeymoon phase. Then, without warning, fans noticed Stefon had vanished from Cardi's Instagram like he'd never existed. No goodbye post, no subtle clue, just poof, gone. That's when the whispers turned into a full-on rumor storm. Sources say this breakup wasn't your typical quiet fade-out. Nope, it was triggered by some serious behind-the-scenes chaos. First came the cheating accusations. Again, Stefon's been linked to infidelity rumors before, but this time, they hit differently. Several women reportedly came forward, claiming they had more than just conversations with him while he was dating Cardi. Oh, and did we mention there might be not one, but 2 pregnancies involved? One child is allegedly already here. Needless to say, fans are connecting dots with red string and side eyes, but it doesn't stop there. One messy thread weaving its way through the gossip mill. Stefon allegedly bailed on a family Disney trip with Cardi and her son. Word is, Cardi took that move as the ultimate red flag, the kind that makes you pack your bags emotionally before the suitcase even zips. And just when things couldn't get messier, Offset re-enters stage left, like he'd been waiting in the wings. As soon as Cardi wiped Stefon from her profile, Offset hit IG Live with a smile, a little too smug, and music that was a little too pointed. Fans didn't miss a beat. Those lyrics, they weren't random, they felt like emotional grenades. And Offset kept looping them like he wanted everyone to read between the lines. Cue the internet's full-blown meltdown. Folks are saying Offset isn't just being petty, he's basically throwing a solo parade. And let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. Offset's been throwing shade ever since Cardi and Stefon linked up, liking slick posts and dropping cryptic bars like breadcrumbs leading straight to Messyville. But hold up, it gets darker. Allegedly, while still married to Cardi, Offset got another woman pregnant. Some sources even claim he pressured her to terminate the pregnancy. That part's not confirmed, but the whispers are loud enough to shake tables. For fans, it was the final straw in a saga full of broken trust and second chances. After holding it down through scandal after scandal, Cardi finally hit her limit. No more tears, no more tolerance, just done. Offset, however, seemed to think this was his moment. On Live, he smirked and said, "You can't get rid of me. I'm like cancer." The internet recoiled. The delivery wasn't playful, it felt obsessive, like a guy who can't accept he lost. Cardi's silence, meanwhile, said everything louder than any IG caption could. Offset may be acting like he's laughing now, but that grin looks a lot like heartbreak in disguise. And then came Tia Kemp. Out of nowhere, her video calling Offset out went viral. She roasted him for being messy and accused him of hating his ex more than anyone outside the hood. Fans thought the clip was fresh, like she filmed it mid-drama. Whether it was or not, it only added more fuel to the already blazing fire. What's wilder, while Cardi scrubbed all traces of Stefon from her page, he still had pictures of her up on his set that had fans side-eyeing him too. Either he didn't get the breakup memo, or he's holding out hope for a reunion. Meanwhile, Offset stayed busy throwing subliminals, looking more like a man obsessed than one who's moved on. But here's the plot twist. Some fans are starting to suspect this entire public breakup could be a carefully timed marketing play. Why now? Because Cardi's long-awaited album, Am I the Drama, is rumored to drop this September. And what better way to stir up conversation than a heartbreak saga splashed across every blog and gossip page? Think about it. She deletes all Stefon's photos, posts cryptic captions like "I'm just tired," doesn't confirm or deny anything. She's letting the mystery drive the buzz. Classic PR strategy, and it's working. Everyone's watching her every digital move like it's a season finale. But here's the thing about Kardashians. Not just calculated. She's real. She's said before that when something hurts, it shows. So maybe this isn't all performance. Maybe it's a messy mix of truth and timing. Real heartbreak wrapped in a rollout. After all, why not let the drama work double? One thing's for sure. Whether this breakup is forever or just a pause, Cardi's running the show and Offset. He's out here playing the clown in a circus he no longer controls. The only question now is, who's actually winning? Turn pain into promo and keep fans locked in while the album countdown begins. Either way, both her and Stefon have been super quiet. No public statements, no explanations, just silence. And that silence is making people go even crazier trying to guess what's next. Every move is being watched like it's an episode of the hottest reality show out. Music, I know. Hello. Yeah. And baby. Man, y'all can't get rid of me. I'm like, you know what I mean. You can't get rid of the counselor. You know what I mean. While the internet's been caught in a whirlwind over the Cardi stuff and breakup rumors, Cardi B decided she's not just going to sit back and let folks talk. She popped out in Paris and turned the heat up like only she can. She showed up for Couture Fashion Week looking like a whole work of art and straight up shut it down. Cardi pulled up to the Ellie Saab show in this dramatic all-black gown dripping in layers of fringe that flowed like magic. But that wasn't even the wildest part. Sis walked in holding a live crow. Yes, a whole real bird in her hand like it was part of her accessories. The whole vibe, mysterious, dark, bold, and completely unbothered. This wasn't just a fit, this was a full-blown performance moment. People online instantly started piecing it all together, saying Cardi's whole Paris stunt was part of the Am I the Drama rollout. And honestly, it fits. She didn't have to say one word about Stefon or the breakup. Her energy said everything loud and clear. Her whole presence was like, I'm over the mess and too focused on leveling up. Talk about a power move. This came just days after she was caught off camera yelling "you freaking idiot," which many people think was aimed at Stefon right after she wiped him off her page. So now she's stepping out in high fashion with a live crow on her arm like it's nothing. That's a mic drop if we ever saw one. And just when fans thought things couldn't get messier, boom, an old clip of Tia Kemp, the mother of Rick Ross's eldest son, came back from the archives and started circulating again. And let's just say, it fit this moment way too perfectly. In the clip, Tia goes off. She's snapping on Offset, calling him out for cracking up over someone else's pain. Which fans are sure was aimed at Cardi. Tia didn't hold back either. Her tone was icy, and her message was sharp. She said, "Offset, you upset. Laughing at my niece like something funny. You mad cause it ain't even the three amigos no more. You solo now." The shade was real and direct. That clip of Tia Kemp made its grand return and went viral all over again. Even though it was first posted way back in May, but because it resurfaced right after Offset started moving shady again, fans thought it was fresh out the oven. And honestly, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Offset saw that video making the rounds, and decided to respond, which only added more gas to the fire. Whether it was pure coincidence or the universe working overtime, that video hit like a direct shot in the middle of Cardi and Stefon's breakup storm. People online immediately started whispering, wondering if Cardi's folks were silently backing her from behind the scenes. It had that energy of, "You're not about to mess with our girl and get away with it." But Cardi, she didn't settle for just unfollowing, deleting, or throwing shade in captions. She clapped back the best way she knows how, through music. On June 20th, she dropped her single Outside. And let's just say, she aired it all out on that beat. This wasn't your regular heartbreak anthem, it was straight-up lyrical warfare. She came for everybody with no hesitation. From calling out folks who can't stay loyal to mocking the next woman in line, Cardi poured it all out like she'd been holding it in for months. No censors, no holding back, just raw emotion and boss energy. One line in particular caught everybody's attention. She said something about a man who dunked the ball but couldn't keep it together behind closed doors. The internet instantly connected that line to Stefon Diggs, the pro football star now tangled in rumors about having multiple situations going on at the same time. The baby drama, the Disney World whispers, it all lined up too well. The whole vibe of the song wasn't sad, it was savage. No tears, just strength. The type of track that says, "I'm gone and I'm doing better without you." Cardi wasn't waiting for closure. She was out here collecting wins. For real, man, alright, I got something to say. Cardi B. I done looked on this stuff and I done read that boy just had a baby. Offset, you upset. I'm so sick of you, thinking something is a key. You laughing at my niece like something funny? Let me tell your bubble nose behind something, with more funky dreads in your head. Cardi's latest single, Outside, didn't just drop, it stormed the charts, and landed straight in the top 10. That made one thing crystal clear. When Cardi channels her pain, she doesn't just sit around and sulk. She turns it into gold. This wasn't just music, it was a power move wrapped in rhythm. But just before things blew up with Stefon, Cardi had already started letting people in on what she was really feeling. She got real during a live session and opened up about the heartbreak she went through with Offset. And what she said, it was heavy. She admitted feeling mentally drained, exhausted, and pushed to her limit. She even confessed that her emotions had reached a point where she felt like she wanted to hurt him with her bare hands. Fans were stunned. It was raw, unfiltered, and vulnerable. But that honesty made everything real. She described the emotional roller coaster, the gaslighting, the sleepless nights, the constant worry, the back and forth, all the lies and betrayals. It had her second-guessing her sanity. She said straight up that if she hadn't stepped away when she did, she might have ended up locked up or completely broken. That's how deep it had gotten. That's when therapy stepped in. Cardi let everyone know she wasn't too proud to get help. In a world where celebrity culture often rewards pretending to be unbothered, pretending that nothing can shake you, she chose a different path. She went public with it, not just a quiet visit to a therapist here and there, but full transparency. She talked about it in interviews, posted about it online. "I had to get my mind right," she said plainly. And that decision changed everything. Because behind all the glitz, the headlines, and the viral clips, there was real hurt, real exhaustion. From social media drama, from industry pressure, from personal battles that the public would only ever see glimpses of, therapy wasn't just about damage control for her. It was survival. It gave her room to breathe when the world WOULDN, single quotes T.therapy helped her get her balance back. Helped her see through the fog. The constant noise, opinions, gossip, betrayals, even her own self-doubt could drown a person if they weren't careful. But sitting in that room with someone objective, someone trained to cut through the mess, Cardi started figuring things out. Not just reacting. Not just firing off tweets or going live to vent. But actually pausing, reflecting, asking herself, what's worth my energy? What's really important here? It didn't happen overnight. There were still slip-ups, still moments when old habits tried to creep back in, but the difference was in how she handled it afterward. And looking at how she's been moving lately, you can tell she's focused on healing, not just clapping back. The old Cardi could be quick with a sharp word, ready to set the record straight at any hour. And sure, that spark is still there. She hasn't lost herself. But now there's a filter, a sense of control that wasn't always visible before. She's choosing her battles more carefully, letting some things slide that would have once lit her up. There's strength in that, not weakness. It takes more courage to hold your tongue and protect your peace than to jump into every fight. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's guarding her peace but still standing firm. That balance between being unbothered and still being herself is hard to find. Especially when the spotlight's always on you. But therapy gave her tools, boundary setting, self-reflection, space to figure out what's really worth it and what's just noise. You can see it in the way she moves now. More intentional, less reactive. Fewer public spats, more quiet wins. Focused on her family, her business, her music. Still funny, still bold, but steadier somehow. For Cardi, therapy wasn't about changing who she is. It was about protecting who she is. And showing everyone watching, fans, critics, even people who never believed in her, that growth doesn't mean softness. It means knowing your worth and refusing to let the world spin you out of control. That's the kind of power no headline can shake. That's real growth right there. And fans are noticing. Even while the whole internet's watching her love life unfold like a reality show, she's not breaking down. She's leveling up. That's why she's still winning in the middle of all this chaos. Meanwhile, Offset's trying to play it cool like he's moved on, but his energy says the total opposite. Back in April, when that video of Cardi and Stefon dancing together went viral, Offset tried to act all supportive. He dropped a comment, like, "I'm happy for her," but let's be real, it didn't sound authentic. It felt forced. It didn't match the petty vibes he's been throwing all over social media lately. You mad cause it ain't even no more trio Migos, _. You solo now and you can't even spin. You can't even spin a block or spin a turntable. Sucker. You can't even spin a record on a turntable in a strip club right now. Leave my niece alone. Stop thinking everything's funny cause she over there screwing with a trick. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. She ain't trying to lock Stefon down. Stefon, listen. Little boy, .. Now fast forward to today. Offset's out here chuckling on I Live, slipping not so subtle lyrics into tracks, and posting cryptic quotes that scream he's deep in his feelings. He's acting like he's cool and collected, but every little move tells the opposite story. This ain't giving, healed. It's ain't giving, healed. It's giving confused. One day he's all smiles, the next he's throwing shade like it's his side hustle. It's got fans calling it emotional whiplash. You never know which version of Offset is gonna show up next. The chill I'm over it guy or the one sneak dissing in his songs. Either way, he stays pressed, and here's what's really got everybody raising eyebrows. Offset hasn't been seriously linked to anybody new. No solid relationship, no real rumors, nothing. Meanwhile, Cardi's name is everywhere. She's got whispers swirling about her and Stefon. Her music's booming. Her looks shutting down fashion weeks worldwide. Offset's biggest headline lately. Still Cardi, and that alone speaks volumes. Cardi ain't just living, she's flourishing. She's securing stages, locking in major appearances like Ladyland Festival and WWE SummerSlam, doing what she does best, being unbothered and unshakable. And let's not forget that album on the way. Am I the Drama is shaping up to be her boldest move yet? Word on the street is, it's stacked with 23 tracks. And you already know it's about to be packed with raw emotion, real talk, and more shade than a summer tree. This isn't just an album, it's a storyline. Cardi's turning heartbreak into heat, and nobody's doing it like her. You're fine, little young boy. You're handsome. You're fine, young man. Lock your balls up, dog. Lock your balls up. Cody ain't for no more. That's it. She ain't having no more. Trust. She would not put herself through that no more. Now these girls out here dropping seeds. And you out here running around with my niece. Bodoc, yellow. Come on, dog. We don't vibe like this. Man. We don't vibe like this, dog. Cardi ain't ducking the drama. She's building an empire out of it. She's flipping pain into power, heartbreak into hits, shady breakups into bold boss moves. Whether it's Offset lurking in the background or Stefon trying to piece things back together, Cardi is 10 steps ahead, moving with precision. The media's spinning like a top, the charts are lit, and her fan base, louder than ever. This ain't just rebound season, this is a full-on takeover. And Cardi's not asking for approval. She's snatching her crown with bars, bold looks, and pure confidence. Offset might be doing the most on live, but word on the curb. He's been lurking heavy. Insiders from both camps are saying Offset's still checking for her, scrolling her socials, hitting up mutual friends, even sliding back in her messages since the Stefon rumors started swirling. Talking like maybe, just maybe, she opened the door a crack. But Cardi, she's got that door bolted shut. She's focused on her bag, her family, and her next boss move, not spinning the block for somebody who fumbled the ball. Offset's out here putting on a show for the timeline. Cardi's playing chess behind the scenes, plotting in silence while the whole world watches every step she makes. He did catch wind that the TIA Kemp video wasn't brand new, but that didn't stop him from clapping back anyway. First he threw out, "My love has nothing to do with anybody, lol." Then followed it with, "Trying to bait me. Auntie Ben did this and I don't care. Love for Auntie trying to bait me. I can't go live now, DN twin." Trying to laugh it off like he wasn't bothered, but fans weren't buying it one bit. Then, he really started reaching, spitting bars like, "My life has nothing to do with nobody, but I get you better." Women thinking it's always on that beat it down. Like, what does that even mean? Fans were scratching their heads, trying to decode whatever message he was trying to send. But honestly, it just gave confused energy. So here's the real tea. Is Offset truly unbothered, or is he throwing shade and hoping nobody catches the emotional slip? Is he really over it, or just saving face while low-key wishing he still had a seat at Cardi's table? Let me know what side you're on. Was Offset just defending himself? Or did he get caught slipping and tried to cover it with word salad? Drop your take in the comments. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn those post notifications all the way on so you never miss the tea. If you're living for this drama, this rollout, and Cardi's unstoppable glow up, stay locked in right here with me. I'll catch you next time, my stars and hushers. Same vibe, more mess, always unfiltered.